Rosemary, what was your experience?
Yeah, very much that a crisis happens and then you need to sort of up the care. So recently my mother, who's in a self-care situation, was in a car accident. She was in hospital, and the only way we could really get her back home again was to have a sort of 24-hour carer with her. And that took a lot of running around and conversations and stress to sort of figure out in the first place.
So you wish you'd had some kind of conversation before you had a crisis?
Yeah, I think so, and it takes a fair bit of sort of communicating with different people to be able to figure that out. So yeah, I think it would have been helpful for sure.
So Nick, are there signs that you can look for to let the children know and your ageing parents that they should be starting to perhaps consider aged care?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and a lot of it's common sense stuff, and our advice would be to actually get out and see them as often as you can, because you can pick up on, whether someone's managing really well at home. Often it's about, putting the detective hat on to dig a bit deeper, because older people are often reluctant to admit if they're not managing really well at home, and sometimes it's a matter of picking up on triggers like whether they're eating their meals, whether they're taking their medication as they should be, changes in personality or behaviour. Unexplained bruises is a really good example of maybe that they're falling or bumping into things. Again, triggers that, maybe they're not managing as well as they might have you believe.
And there's all kind of options, isn't there? Like getting someone to help at home,
Yep.
or moving into a place. And what are some of the options?
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose that's one of the key messages for people to just do the research and be aware of the different solutions that are out there. There's certainly residential sort of facilities moving into a nursing home, but Australia has a whole host of really fantastic services to keep people independent in their own homes as long as possible.
Did you find it confusing and confronting, Rosemary? Was it a difficult process?
To work out what the best thing was for Mum, because both for her children, her daughters, and for her. So we want her to be as independent as possible. We didn't want her to have to go to a high care facility. We wanted to be able to get her back to where she knew. She's got short-term memory loss, and we didn't want her to lose her routines. Mm-hmm. We did have to. In talking to Mum about it, we had to, win her over to the idea that she had to have someone living with her 24 hours a day, and the way that we did that was to say, your daughters can't carry all of the stress and all of the work, and we managed to find an organisation called Daughterly Care. But it was stressful.
Because sorry, Lena.
I was just going to say, how is she, and is she happy with the arrangements now?
I think so. I think she actually likes the company, and it has meant that otherwise she would have had to have gone to a nursing home. So it has meant that she's been able to go back to her self-care situation and keep her life going the way it was before. And I think that's what we've been trying to do, and by having that type of care we've been able to re-establish it.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming in, Nick, and Rosemary, sharing your experiences. It's good to know that there's good care out there.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.